This is a stimulus check and stimulus package update for Sunday with big shocking news out of Florida from the United States' single largest employer and problems about getting stimulus package money to their employees. Details being revealed here first on LALATE. Thanks for tuning in. As always, like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. But first, the news. Shocking details out of Disney World in Orlando, which, if you did not know, is the single largest employer of any business in the United States, with 77,000 employees. New data revealed today indicates that Disney World is having problems getting many, if not most, of its 77,000 employees, allegedly, any of their stimulus package benefits since the first date of being furloughed several weeks ago. Let's back up. As you know, Florida is one of those states that LA has detailed extensively on its PUH channel and unemployment series, indicating that people are just not getting unemployment benefits. But in the case of Disney World, those unemployment benefits are far worse. Employees in Disney World now report that they have gotten next to nothing and they don't know what to do. Florida has the lowest maximum payout and this is maximum. This is not minimum. Maximum payout for unemployment benefits in the United States at $275 a week. Many states pay upwards of $400 per week. The Giant theme park closed on March 16th. At that time, the production hit a $1.4 billion shutdown of operations at Disney World. But what about the employees? The employees got next to nothing from the stimulus package. As you recall, the stimulus package allowed for employees who were impacted because of COVID-19 to get PUA benefits or unemployment benefits. In this case, it would be a minimum of whatever the local amount is in Florida, which is about $130, $140, plus $600 on top of that from the date of impact all the way up to the date at which they are no longer unemployed, which could be thousands of dollars. The point is that they're not getting a single penny. The situation is so bad that Dan Ray, a server at Disneyland for 25 years, detailed his problems. He says, whatever glitches happened to my application, I can't get anybody on the phone or email to respond to help. He hasn't gotten a penny. He hasn't got a single penny of the stimulus package since the date of the impact in early March. According to the new data from One Fair Wage, 44% of 36.5 million Americans who have filed for unemployment benefits have not gotten anything. It's shocking detail. Florida has one of the lowest percentages of unemployment claims receiving benefits, meaning the lowest number of processing applications successfully done at only 32%. They're only doing about 32% of applications. LA readers reported as nearly none. Among LA readers and viewers, they say that no one's getting processing in Florida. Saru Jermarian, president of One Fair Wage, says the situation is horrible. Florida has one of the lowest rates in the country of processing unemployment insurance applications at less than 1/3. This is due to the fact that state unemployment insurance systems have been intentionally underfunded and now under-resourced based upon the right-wing ideology that denying workers benefits when they get out of work will force them to accept lower wage offers. Interesting. Carmen Morero, who is a Disney worker of 7 years, has worked at the park for 7 years, spoke to the news about this. She said, I have tried several times to get somebody on the phone and when I finally do, they either system breaks down or they can't help me. Ms. Moreno is not getting any of her stimulus package benefits. $600 per week from the federal government from May to July. She hasn't got a single penny. In fact, she hasn't gotten anything of any sort. Sharman Neal, a server for 17 years, hasn't received anything. He says it's pathetic. We're fighting for our own money. We have to pay our rent, utilities, our own car. Neil says, I've been checking every day. I'm not going out spending any money. I have to watch everything I spend. I'm not putting any money into the economy. So consumer confidence is falling. Consumer spending is falling because the federal government and states can't get their bodies to get into gear. I was going to say asses, but I guess I will. Cannot get their asses into gear and get their processes going. Some states have been great on getting stimulus package money out. California was very fast. New York has been on the ball. Louisiana has been reported as very good. But Florida, Texas are among the worst. So what's to happen? Crystal Ross, who is 26, has been working there for about a year with her dear husband, Esteban. She has been able to start receiving benefits, but her husband, for reasons she doesn't know, hasn't received any of his. Trying to figure out what's going on is a nightmare for her. It's pathetic. We're fighting for our own money, says Rosas. We have to pay rent and utilities and our car. A Disney spokesperson, when asked to speak about it, refused to comment. And there you go. The second stimulus package and stimulus package debate heats up this week when members of Congress return from Memorial Day weekend. What we have on tap is the following. The HEROES Act coming from the House to the Senate so far has been stonewalled. Under the HEROES Act, what is being proposed is the following. An extension of PUA benefits that Ms. Rosas would need, if she was still impacted, $600 per week, to be continued all the way to the month of January, on top of unemployment and PUA benefits being paid during that period if still impacted by COVID-19. An additional $13 an hour for hazard pay if you are in a hazard environment up to a certain threshold. An additional extension of loan forgiveness for student loan debts currently expiring under the CARES Act in midsummer to be extended to January. In addition to a proposed loan forgiveness for certain types of loans, a proposed $2,500 levy of paying back Uber and Lyft drivers was also proposed, not inherently in the HEROES Act, that were classified as independent contractors that members of Congress think are actually employees. There's this and so much more, but so far nothing has been done. Stay with LALATE as next week it heats up and the debate continues. Meantime, a stimulus check offer that was originally supposed to be several months of $2,000 for 6 months is no longer on the table. $1,200 is all that we're talking about currently, a single check, and that can't even get approved. What do you think? Let's respond to the 22 comments that readers left in yesterday's taping, dropping some bombshells 7 minutes into this recording. So Pat Tyson says, let's vote them all out. Well, wow. Tim McMahon, I received all my back pay. I just suggest calling the Treasury to send to the old bank account. And when they email within 2 days, say positive, much love, Philly beekeeping love. Well, wonderful. Evelyn Pendle, the rich with their tax base has been a disgrace. And now this. So Evelyn is responding to our video from Saturday, which talked about some members of Congress just want to give you a tax deduction. They don't want to even give you a stimulus check. Really quite horrible. Tony Kitchen. Well, I could say getting $1,200 starting in July would be beneficial. Moo Kitty, I'm starting to think that Republicans want to drag this out to the election and get approval stimulus and make themselves look good. You're doing a great job. Keep on doing the great job. Yes, I do think it's becoming political at this point, Moo Kitty. Shanae A, thank you for the update. Your channel is honest. Well, thank you, Shanae A. Daniel Adams, nobody knows anything until it happens. Very well said. Cutie Pie. They keep my husband's stimulus on back pay, then took mine, and now I need to send it a form. Thank you for your videos. Thank you for all your info. Well, thank you. LOL Reds. Might as well get a job at CNN. I'm done. Well, thank you. Mervyn Secure. The U.S. is next in line to be a third world status country. Rome has already fallen in similar fashion. Cloud Clean Services. How come wealthy groups get PPP and other tax cuts? That's welfare for the rich. Very well said. As detailed in LA's video on Saturday. The universal term being used by one party last week was that all the stimulus package or stimulus proposals are to fund the welfare state. But you don't think it's the welfare state, do you? Ellen Balls, your Marco Rubio works for the small business people. Not necessarily true. When the PPP scandal erupted initially, if you recall, it targeted a few restaurants. A New York City news article, it was either the Post or the Daily News or the Times, ran an article detailing how several businesses had abused the PPP loan process and gotten millions and millions of dollars by going around the qualifications of the PPP loan process. It called for 500 employees or less. So what these businesses did was they applied for every location as a separate business. And those businesses include Shake Shack, Fortune 500 companies, New York traded companies who are on the stock exchange, either the NYSE or the NASDAQ, that have all abilities to get private lending or public lending or issue bonds or issue dividends or get other forms of lending. They used your money and misused the process. When that article came out, Marco Rubio supported those businesses and slammed the news reporters. It was one of the most disgraceful statements by a senator. What eventually happened was all those businesses were slammed by the White House, including Steven Mnuchin, demanding them to return the money. Some did, some didn't. So Marco Rubio sometimes is good, but in that case was very, very wrong. Ricardo Hall, LA for the people. Well, thank you. Aubrey, loved it. Well, thank you, Aubrey. Makeup Mover. They're concerned about people raising money on unemployment. So instead of raising the minimum wage, how about everyone get a raise and actually afford the jobs and the living? FYI, if unemployment is more than you are making for $40 an hour, you are underpaid. Robert Chat, I prefer your show when you don't talk about politics. Well, unfortunately, when we're talking about a stimulus package, we have to talk about what different sides are voting upon. Some sides are, and sometimes across party lines. So we have to talk about what the vote is. It's unfortunate. It's not as though both sides agree upon these things universal. Kimberly Valentino. They don't want the money in the hands of the people. How in the world do they expect people to survive? I don't know. Great point. They don't forget that people lost their jobs because of the pandemic. Nobody asked for any of this. Do they realize they're not helping Americans with their proper stimulus? More of the hardworking Americans will lose everything and be living right in the streets. What more do they need? More people dropping dead? Very well said. And to respond to Robert Chatz's original comment, this is responding to the senator from Kentucky, Mitch McConnell, who, irrespective of what party he's from, said horrific statements 2 weeks ago. He said he doesn't know what the economy situation is, and he's not going to give you any more money under a stimulus package bill or stimulus package second check until he knows what the state of the economy is. But he does. Steve Mnuchin says that the economic injury is much worse now. Currently, the United States is the second worst country in the world on unemployment. But Steve Mnuchin believes that unemployment rate is higher at currently 25%. So does Mitch McConnell not even hear what his own Treasury Secretary is saying? The economic data is out there. It doesn't matter which party you're from. The economic data is out there. A second stimulus check is needed now, and it's needed to be in the hands of the viewers and the citizens, not so much in the hands of the rich business owners who have Fortune 500 companies traded on the New York Stock Exchange. But if you have comments to this recording, which I'm sure you do, drop them below before Monday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we would feature them, if we can, in tomorrow's recording. As always, stay LA for more.